folks. I'm in my Auburn jersey. I know football's over, and we lost our bowl game, but anyway, Georgia won. Yay! Alabama won. Okay. Oh well. This is my granddaughter, Olivia, from Spain. She lives on the island of Mallorca in Spain. And she's here visiting. And she is a little artist herself. So we're going to do a YouTube project, and I'm going to teach her things that I do. Like we're going to do some royal squares, we're going to do some stately stripes, we're going to do some dignified dots, we may do some dashing diamonds, I don't know. We haven't decided, but we're going to do everything.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. So we're going to, now we got to get set up, and we'll be back in a minute.
Okay.
Okay, Olivia, what are you doing?
I am priming the tray for painting it.
Yes. So she's putting on the primer, and as I always say, this is the very boring part that I know you don't care about watching, but I'm just teaching her all the steps, and now she's learning how to prime. Yeah. So we'll be back. Okay, folks, I'm having to get over here in the camera with my granddaughter. My granddaughter Olivia from Spain, and she's gonna tell you what she's learning. I'm getting out of the picture. She has, by herself, what have you done first?
I put the primer on.
Yes.
And then I put the base coat on.
Yes.
And now we're just gridding the whole thing.
So what did we have to do?
We had to do a sketch and measure how long it was, how wide it was, and how thick this was. And now we're just making the lines for where I'll show you guys. I don't know if you can see it, but you probably, it doesn't matter. We're just making the lines so we know where the checkers have to go.
And what are they called?
What are they called?
Royal squares.
Royal squares. There you go. I'll pick it up later.
I think she dropped something. I will
okay.
get it for her.
Okay, thanks.
Exercise.
Yeah.
Okay, when I drop things, instead of getting frustrated, I just go exercise, and I bend over and stretch. Okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, what we found out on this board was what was hard to show up.
The gel pens, which is what she usually uses because they're easy just to go off with a Q-tip and some water. But because the paint has a sheen to it, the gel pens weren't showing up and it wasn't working as well. So we just used a pencil, and that works much better. So yeah.
So now we have made our big marks, and now she's finishing out the rest of the...
So we don't want to go very dark with the pencil, because when at the end we're not going to be painting white, we're just going to be painting the black because it's already white, and so it will show through the white.
So now what are you finishing?
Now I'm just finishing the lines and just lining everything up and making the lines, finishing the lines. So like I said, we don't want to go too dark, but you don't want to go so light that you can't see what you're actually doing. So you want to go pretty light but dark, like it's a balance. You're trying to find the balance. And here's a harder place to go over because it has little marks in the actual tray, but it's fine, it'll work itself out.
So Olivia,
Yes?
do you like doing this?
Yes, it's very fun. I like it a lot.
Olivia is quite the artist herself. She loves to do art.
Yes, I do.
And also, what are you, Olivia, besides an artist?
I dance. I'm a dancer. In Mallorca, I dance with a hip-hop group, and yeah.
You dance, and then what else do you do? What do you do in your kitchen?
I always bake all the time. I'm baking it's more of a hobby, but I love it. It's like...
So what did I give you for Christmas?
She gave me a book of all the recipes that were in the Great British Baking Show, which I love because it's a lot of fun to watch. And now I can bake everything they bake in the actual show. So hopefully I'll be good at it because I don't know. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. But in other words, my granddaughter is very talented, much more talented than I am. I mean, she is. How old are you, Olivia?
I am 12.
She's 12 years old, and she's already doing things that I didn't start doing till I was 70 years old, so you got a big head start on me, girl. So we got all the way around?
Yep.
Okay, so now we're
this
gonna
way.
pause the camera and we've got to mark off our
This
crosswise.
crosswise.
And we have to measure and then grid, and then
calculate and
we'll be ready to
everything. Paint.
what? To paint. Okay. See ya.
Bye. Hi.
Okay, folks, we're back with Olivia
Yep.
Carter.
Yes.
Is back with us, and we have, since we left, we have gridded the tray, and she did most of the work. I mean, all of the work, really. And then we started painting what?
The Royals checkers.
The royal squares.
Checkers.
The royal squares.
Royal squares.
Okay, and
yeah.
and so, have you learned anything from this that you can tell anybody?
Well, you need to go really slow when you're painting because you want to be really precise as you're making the squares. And it doesn't matter how long it takes, you just want to make it look good because otherwise, if you go quick and fast, it's not going to turn out nice. It's going to be all the work for nothing. So,
So she's she's a quick learner.
yes.
And I'm very proud of her, and now she's going to paint a few royal squares for you.
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Okay.
And if you want to get off your chair,
Okay, I'll get on my
where
chair.
you can stand and bend over better, you can
I'll
get
get
on
on
the
my
way.
chair. I'll get on my chair.
Okay.
On my chair.
She would like to stand.
Just because it's a bit easier.
So now get it where
I'm going to put it around this way.
the other side.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm gonna just move the light a little bit. There we go. Okay, so you want to make sure that your tip of your paintbrush has paint on it, and you want to make sure that all the little bristles are together and they're escaping, because otherwise you will paint in other squares. And then you start off by just going right to the one side, and you just go halfway or so, and then you go to the other side. And then if you want to, you can go back-handed, but I don't trust myself enough to do that yet. So I just go either to the side, or I keep just very slowly going down with my brush. And then I like standing over, and with your brush going from one side to the other. You don't have to do this, but I find it.
Tell them about the Lazy Susan turntable.
Oh, the Lazy Susan is very, very helpful because you can just turn around. So if I need to paint something here, I paint it, then I turn and I go back to what I was doing before. And yeah, it's great, very helpful. And then we're just gonna go one row at a time, and we've put them alternating. So if this one's black, for example, let's see, yeah, here you go. So if this one's black, then the next one's gonna be white, and it's so on and so on, and the alternating squares the same way, lengthwise and widthwise. And yeah, so here we go.
She's an excellent student, quick learner, and does it as well as I do, I have to say.
You're faster than I am, but that's experience.
You can need more paint.
Yep.
But the key is not to get too much paint.
Because then it goes drips and blobs.
Yeah,
and
so here's your paint over here if you need it.
I'm a perfectionist, so like I can spend like 5 minutes on one square just making it perfect, which can be good, but then it also could be bad. So.
No, it's good to be a perfectionist. I'm absolutely one.
Yeah.
But then if we make a mistake, what do we say?
We have Q-tips.
What do we say when we make a mistake?
It's not the end of the world.
It's not fatal!
End of the world.
Well, it's not the end of the world, and I say
It's not fatal. And I mean, it's fine. And then I'm gonna take a little bit more paint because usually like one dip of paint, for the little I've done, does it like 3 squares or 2 squares.
Yeah, and let's get it around this way so that you see where you're going back towards the back there.
I should just do this one first.
There you go.
Okay, so here we have a border. So I just want to make sure I don't go onto the border because we're gonna do
Dignified dots
all over the border here, and I don't want to go into it because it's gonna be hard to cover it if it's black, especially because it's black. So here we go. can wear gloves if you want to. But
My suggestion is when you're going up against that part, you have it around this way so you see what you're doing.
yeah, that works. Where's the
Then you don't.
line? There it is.
Then you don't hit the back.
So a lot of time you're just looking for the line because you don't want to do it too, when you do grid your project, you don't want to make the lines really strong, like hard and dark, because if the white, which we're not going to paint because this is already white, or it might, but I don't think so, it you can really see through it and it's better not to. That is why my Nana usually uses the gel pens and not pencil, because you can erase them and just do that and they go away. Whereas pencil, it can
More difficult.
yeah, and the gel pens have just run out today, so. I don't know how long it takes. How long would Prox would take to do this whole thing?
Well, you're going to find out because you're going to do it.
Yeah, I will.
We will not film her painting every square because we will be here for a long
Because
time.
the episode would be 5 hours long.
Are you excited you're going to be on the YouTube video?
Yeah. Well, my dad has an account, but I can't remember the name is, and it's not really. He doesn't really do it anymore. But it was when I was really young. There's a couple videos on it, but they're not.
Well, he'll let you go on to YouTube.
It's not.
You pick what you want to watch.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
mostly good stuff.
Yeah. I'll be watching this just to see how it
You just
turns
go in
out.
and search for Kayren Spain, and
And
then all my stuff comes up, and you'll find your video.
I will be looking for it just to see how it ended, the editing and everything ended. Yep. Just getting the corners.
It's okay if they run into each other a little bit.
You don't want to take too much paint, like we said before, because you don't want it to get chunky and just have blobs of paint. That's why you want to make sure you spread everything out before you move on to the next square. The more I can tell that the more I do it, the easier it gets.
Mm-hmm.
But still, I'm still like, I don't want to mess it up. Pretty soon, hopefully, I'll be there and finishing.
It's good.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to say goodbye and let her keep working on
Bye.
the squares.
Hopefully, we'll see you again once we have to do either we're halfway done with these. So, hi. So, I took a break because my cousin down from Atlanta came to see us, Katie Blue, who will be on a video shortly, I think. I'm pretty sure she is. And so, Nana did a lot of the work, but I helped too. We both did it together. We couldn't join work. And basically, we've finished the royal squares, and we've done this side of the stripes. So now we're just doing this side. As you can see, I've started with the red, and we're doing red, green, and yellow as the colors for the sides. And so you're just gonna take a flat paintbrush, a square, and you're gonna start with one color, do all of those colors, and then clean the brush, and then do the next one. So I have my 3 colors in this egg carton because it works really well, because you get too much and you can go up on the sides and it doesn't really matter. So now we're just going to take a little bit of paint, not very much, and I've already started, but here all I'm going to do is you're going to paint vertical strokes, and because we made the line before, we did the gridding, and so we're just gonna go up to the sides. I mean, you can go like this, but then just remember to fix it so it all stays vertical. And yeah, so we're just gonna keep going. So yeah, and it's gonna look really pretty, I hope.
Tell Nana's over here drinking Coke and eating Pringles.
And Nana's just eating Pringles and drinking some Coke. But and also the hardest part is right here, which is what we're trying to do. Is I'm gonna flip it around so y'all can see what happened this side. See, we had to go up. We had to do all this, and that's the hardest part because you don't want to get all of the royal squares dirty and messed up. So what we do is you always go up, because you always go up instead of down, because you don't want it to drip. Because if it drips, well, you have a problem. Same thing with these. With when we painted the base coat, we didn't want it to drip. So here, the same thing. So all you're gonna do is you're gonna find. I'm gonna stand up because it's easier, and you're gonna just. Thank you, Nana. And so all you're gonna do is you're gonna go down here, and you're gonna try to not get any paint near the black. You can always clean off with a Q-tip because it's not fatal if you get it wrong. So we're then you're just you're gonna make sure it's right up against the line, and you're just gonna try and get it as perfect as possible. And yeah, and I'm going up, and so now that's done. I'm gonna make sure there's no dripping, because that would be bad. And then I'm gonna finish the top one. So I'm just gonna now all I have to do is just get it up right next to the line. I need a little bit of more paint because it's not coming out right. Yeah, so you just don't want to get too much paint because you don't want it to be blobby, and yeah, like I said before. So yeah. Okay, so then you're just gonna make sure all the lines are good and straight. They don't have to be perfect, but you know, pretty good. Okay, then once you finish that, you're gonna count.
You know you're gonna paint now.
Okay, then.
So the way to do is put your brush here and come up.
Okay, got it. So now flip back around. So now see here, what we have to do is I can only show you like this. Is paint right here. And this is the same way that we painted the inner side going up, so it doesn't drip. And you don't want to do all of it. I don't know how I'm going to show you all, but I'll figure it out. So here you go. So what we're going to do is you're going to, because in this one, there's a line right here. So from the line, you're just going to go up. And it's the same thing as the front. Because around the bottom, we're going to do dignified dots all around, I believe. And yeah, so I'm just gonna do that. And if you do mess up, one, it's not fatal, and two, you have Q-tips, which is what I'm gonna be using right now. You can either dip it in water, or you can, because right over here, I just got it a bit over where we're supposed to be doing the border. So I'm just gonna take that off. It's not that bad. I mean, we're gonna paint it.
Yeah, that's good.
But it'll be fine. So yeah, so then that's that one. And then because there's 3 colors, so now you count. So because there's 3 colors, so I'm gonna go red, yellow, green, red, yellow, green, red, yellow, green, over and over. So now what I do is, because otherwise you don't want to keep swapping brushes, so instead of so you don't waste it, so you're just gonna say, okay, I already have a red brush, so I go 1, so red, yellow, green, red. So then I come here and I do the same thing as I did here, and I paint it again. And so in this case, I'm just gonna put all the bristles together because they're not putting together. There we go. There we go. So just gonna put them all together, and you're gonna do the same thing as over here. And if you want to go like this to get a smoother edge, just remember to come back with like this. And then yeah, pretty much. And we're gonna keep doing that with all the colors. So we're gonna do red, yellow, and green until. Oh, oopsie, but it's fine. We'll be fine. Just a little bit, not that much over. I'm being me and I'm being perfectionist, and I don't worry.
And the green will cover over it, or the yellow, whatever's next to it. So.
Yeah, exactly. So this is unlike the white, where it's like with the black, where you cannot. You can, but you should definitely. It's really hard to. It's harder to fix because it's just gonna stay like that. Whereas this, there's actually gonna be a color next to it, so it'll be fine. So. Like my Nana explained to me, you always want your hand to be supported by some way. You don't want to be up in the air painting because your hand will get tired and it will just be harder. So like I'm doing right now, you can turn it around, and I'm just gonna go over either with your hand or even holding your hand like this. But what I'm gonna do is, because this is wet, I'm gonna turn it and go put my hand onto the handle and do it this way and like go back. You just always want to make sure that your arm is supported, because otherwise it gets harder.
It keeps you steady.
Exactly, it keeps you steady so you don't shake, etc. And you do it nice.
Tell them why you're learning not to shake.
Well, I want to be a doctor or surgeon when I'm older, and if you shake when you're operating on someone, it's not exactly good. So you want to have a really steady hand, so this is good practice or help, if you will. I have a pretty steady hand, but, you know, if it's in an awkward position, it's always going to shake. So as you can see right now, my arm is on the actual board, because all of this is dry, so I can touch all of it. So like this, so it's all good. Okay, now you can do this again. Now we're on white, so it's slightly more difficult. So you're just gonna go, and you're gonna go upstrokes, only upstrokes, only upstrokes.
And get it back on.
Okay, so now we're going to finish the stately stripes off camera, because videos can't be an hour and 27 minutes long. So I'm gonna finish them off camera, and we'll come back with another step. So yes, see you then. So we're back, and we have finished the stately stripes, and here we go. Here they are. Oof, lift this up. It's quite heavy. So there we go. So as you can see the sides, and I have a challenge for you. So one side was I painted and one side Nana painted. So I want y'all to try and guess which side is which. So this side is 1 and this side is 2. So comment down below which one is, who you think is which. So you say 1 equals mine, Olivia, or 1 equals Nana or Kayren, whatever you want to say. And comment down below, and at the end of the video we will say whose is whose and see how many of y'all got it right. And now, apart from that, we are doing embellishments. So now once you've done all the boring part, if you will, which is just stripes and squares and yeah, we're actually doing embellishment, which is very typical of my Nana. She always does it. I don't know if y'all can see it, but right here you can see it. There's just a little bit of black in the white, so it gives it just a bit of contrast of color, and it looks really nice. And she does it with this special brush, which has like a top that's like the bristles don't go all the way up, only a few of them go, just a few of them are slightly longer than the rest. And so we're gonna do the embellishments on the whole entire board, and then we'll be doing the next step. So yeah, so now you're just gonna see how I do a couple more, and then we'll see. Yeah, so you don't want to get lots of paint, because otherwise it, as I said before, it gets drippy and it doesn't look nice. So we're gonna get very little paint, and here we go.
Start up into the black and come down.
Yep,
So that,
that's what I'm doing.
Start up in the black.
Yes,
and come down.
and yeah, like you just heard Nana say, you want to start in the black. There we go. That's better.
Yeah.
And you want to start in the black, and it's kind of like a freehand, so there's nothing, can't really do much depending. So yeah, so now I'm just gonna keep going, and I'm just gonna tilt y'all down so you can see. There you go. So here we go. Now you can watch me do this. So here we go.
Oh dear, I'm in this video. I need to get out.
It's fine. You can be there. It's okay. Right? Y'all, they don't mind. You can be there.
I think they don't mind.
Of course not.
You want to tell them what I'm doing?
Well, she is working on
Just say someone's.
someone's dream house. So she's just designing it for that person, so that they can see what it would look like if they had a dream house, which is very cool. Okay, so now I'm going to see you guys later once we've finished all of the embellishments, and then we'll get on to the next step. So, bye. Hi y'all, we're back. So we've already done all the black embellishments on the board, and now we're moving on to the white embellishments.
Hi.
Hey Katie. So this is Katie Blue.
Hi.
And she will be...
I'll be featured in the next video.
So yeah, bye.
Stay tuned.
Okay, so yeah. So now we're doing the same thing as the black embellishments, but with white, basically. So yeah, and we're using not straight white. We're using a color called putty, and it's this one. This is the one we're using. Yeah. And so it's like off-white, which looks nicer in our opinion. And yes, and we're doing the same thing as we do with our colors. We just put it in the egg holder. It really works really well. And once again, what you're gonna do, instead of with the embellishment, when you're going up, you're coming from the color. So I'm coming from the white, you guys are going up or down. Same thing with the black, I came from the black and went up or down. And yeah, so we will finish all this and we'll come back when we're gonna start doing a surprise, which is for the handle. And you have all better commented who do you think is whose. Remember, this side is 1, this side is 2. So you better have commented. I'm watching all y'all. So bye. Okay, well, so now we've done the white and black embellishments, and now we're going to taking some black on our stripes, and like on this side, which we've already started, you're just doing really rough lines, which is like perfect but imperfect at the same time. It's just really nice. So now I'm not going to talk through this because this is very important and I don't want to mess up. So I'm just going to stay quite quiet. And so yeah, so I'll talk to y'all once I'm done. So here we go. Okay, so now I'm done with the lines and I've done around as well. And so now we're going to do the final step, I think, right?
Yes.
So this is the final step, which is loud, yes, because I could tell it's dark outside already, which is probably when you started watching this video with light, but whatever. So now what we're going to do dignified dots.
Dignified dots.
On the handles. So as you can put this into the water bowl. That's what you always want to do. Put your paintbrushes into the water bowl so they don't dry out. So here we go. I'm going to show y'all what we've done so far. So like you could technically stop now because doesn't it look pretty? It looks so pretty. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do dignified dots on these handles. And we've done a border around the sides, and on the sides we'll be doing dignified dots all the way around. Didn't see that. So the dignified dots all the way around and around the sides of all these colors. So black, white, red, yellow, and green. And yeah, so hey, and I'm still making sure that you all commented on which side you think is which, because I'm still watching you. So yeah, but we'll see you when we're doing the second handle of the dignified dots.
Well, as Elmer Fudd always used to say, that's all, folks. We have now finished our project, and sadly, my precious granddaughter is heading back to Spain.
Yep.
And I will miss her, and it's been so much fun. This is my first teaching project.
It has been.
And I'm going to let her say something about.
Yep. Well, so we've finished the handles, polka dots all around the sides, like this. And we were gonna do with all the colors around it too, but in the end we decided it looks really nice with just the dots with black and white. Then for the answering the question from earlier before in the video, this side was my side and this side was Nana's side. So all y'all who said that, well then you're right. And then, because I'm leaving, I'm not going to be able to be here because Nana is going to put gloss all over here. and most likely we'll be painting the bottom black. But basically everything to do with this side is done, and it was so much fun. I loved it. It was so great. So,
And thank you for watching. Please subscribe,
like,
and share.
like I said, like last video, we just reached 51 likes. So let's shoot for 80 likes.
Okay.
Only y'all can do it. We can't do anything about it. So thanks everyone for watching. Bye.
Bye-bye. Okay.
It works.